the biggest investments you'll make, and getting it wrong can cost you big. Car shopping is especially daunting in Michigan, a state that's ranked at the very bottom nationally when it comes to consumer protection laws. Target 8 investigator Susan Samples, digging into a recent complaint, found out why consumer advocates call Michigan a buyer beware state.
Here we go.
It's a familiar trek for Target 8.
Watch your step.
When we hear from used car buyers who think they were ripped off,
My name is Susan Samples.
dealers hear from us.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Because I think state regulators came and talked to you about it.
Molly is the longtime office manager at Lee Auto Export on South Division in Grand Rapids.
So you make sure that they know what they're
Yes,
signing.
ma'am. Yes.
You explain this to them.
Every single thing.
When you bought the car, did you even know what a salvage title meant?
When Moise Chizarungu's mom needed to buy a car, he went along to help with translation. And after a test drive at Lee Auto, they settled on this 2018 Nissan Rogue. But Chizarungu said Lee's failed to reveal the Rogue's rebuilt salvage title until after the deal was signed. Later, after a minor car deer accident, Chizarungu took the Rogue to a Nissan-certified collision repair shop.
When the collision shop was trying to fix it, they told us that it was into a bad accident, and like they couldn't fix it because it had prior damage to it.
Prior damage that had not been fixed properly, according to the shop, which said the car deer damage would cost $4 grand, and the previous damage, $13 grand. So $17,000 in total, which also happened to be the purchase price.
Wow.
Yeah, the family bought this car
17,000
for $17,000.
Wow, that's crazy. That breaks my heart.
Target 8 took the Rogue to Rapid Auto Repair and Collision, which assessed the previous damage and the repairs Lee Auto made in order to declare it rebuilt.
It's not rebuilt correctly. This vehicle here wasn't assembled correctly. There's screws that aren't supposed to be here. As you can see, there's exposed metal here. There's rust. So this should have been replaced also. This was damaged before, so it was probably crunched in, and they pulled it out just to get it straight a little bit. You know, you can kind of cover all this up with just putting the bumper on. In this case, that's what they did.
Yeah, we didn't have a choice. We had to buy a new car, like, quick.
Chizarungu admits, looking back, he and his mom didn't ask enough questions, and the state found no wrongdoing on Lee's part in this case.
When Lee's bought that car, that's what it looked like.
It's bad.
If he had Googled the Rogue's vehicle ID number, he would have seen the SUV's condition when Lee bought it at a salvage auction for $3,800 before fixing it up and selling it for 4.5 times that.
This family struggles financially day by day.
Steve Bukema works with refugee families, the same community Lee Auto Export said it often serves.
People are being hurt. People are being taken advantage of. And these business practices are unethical.
Salvage vehicles have to pass inspection to get a rebuilt title. The independent inspector who signed off on the Nissan Rogue, a retired police officer, told me his job is not to take the vehicle apart and inspect every repair. Instead, he's ensuring the replacement parts are not stolen and basic safety features like seatbelts are in working order. There is, however, a separate mechanical inspection.
Who does the mechanical inspection?
I'll check the card.
You check the car.
Yes.
When Lee Auto repairs a car, it's Molly who vouches for the quality of the work. She passed a state test to obtain her license in collision-related mechanical repair.
You're approving repairs that your own people did on your own cars.
We have to get the yes.
Molly said she doesn't understand why anyone thinks the Rogue still needs $13 grand worth of repairs. She also pointed out that Chizarungu and his mom bought the Rogue as is and signed the salvage disclosure form.
Because they buy car from us, we try to have out the best that I could. So I always go extra mile to make sure I have customer happy.
In the end, Lee Auto agreed to buy the Nissan Rogue back and make the family, which had been paying $500 a month, nearly whole. The Secretary of State, which regulates car dealers, did not find any wrongdoing on the part of Lee's in this case, but it has cited the dealership in the past for breaking rules, even placing it on probation.
Michigan is one of the worst states for protecting consumers.
Consumer attorney Adam Taub warns car buyers if you purchase a vehicle as is, you have virtually no protection.
It doesn't matter whether that car is unsafe. It doesn't matter whether that car is worth 1/10 of what you paid for it. As is means you fix it, and you might not be able to afford that.
Consumer advocates, Taub noted, rank Michigan the worst in the nation, based in part on a 1999 state Supreme Court decision that gutted the Michigan Consumer Protection Act.
If you're buying a used car, Taub recommends you have it independently inspected. Make sure to run a vehicle history report online, know what you're signing, and Taub urges you not to buy anything as is. I'm Target 8 investigator Susan Samples.